Hey everybody, it's Molly. Hope you're doing well. So I've been making ornaments. I used to, when I was doing all this years ago, one of the things I did was made ornaments. And I just love them. And when it comes around Christmas time, we'll do a different type. But this is, if you've watched my Sacred Heart video, that's how we made this heart in the middle. So I had that, and I made another one for today with a different kind of floor on the top. I don't like it as much, but I want to try some different things. So today I'd like to go through the process of creating one of these. And guys, you do not need to use beads. I come from doing polymer clay jewelry, beading jewelry. I have all this stuff. So it looks beautiful even without it. Okay. So, but I'm going to go through the whole process with you. Now, let's set this aside. Let me hang it up. This is just the order I work in. This is great for scrap clay, guys. Take your scrap clay, and I did mix in a little bit of black. I had pink, purple, green, and it actually made this beautiful purple color, grayish purple. The one I just showed you, this was the color that was used, and the one that we're going to do today is this color. So they're close, but this was more gray. Now, I'm not going to walk through this whole process of how to do this part, but I made a template, okay? And I just eyeballed the size, but you can do any size you want. I mean, that's the beauty of this. And this is so easy to cut out, and it's nice and easy with flat edges when you have to go cut the clay. So it makes it really easy. So I folded the paper in half, and I used my ruler to draw the lines that they were straight. And then I have my template. So from the template, I have a mess on my desk is what I have. I keep forgetting I'm recording this way today. I think I figured out my camera. Okay, so I took my scrap clay and rolled it out on a number 2. I have the Atlas 150 from Mercado. 0 is my thickest setting, and I work on a 2 usually. We're going to do something a little different today with some of those, so we'll have to pay attention when we get there. Rolled it out, cut out, put my template down on top of it, and then I just used, where are my blades? I just used my flat, non-flexible blade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 easy cuts. Now, I always forget this part. In fact, the one I just showed you, I had to go drill holes with my husband's drill, and they are not even. But this one doesn't look like it went, I know it went all the way through, but it needs some help. I have these little teeny tiny, well, they come in all sizes. This is what the box looks like. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably from Amazon. I ordered it so many years ago, but I love it because it has all these different sizes in it, and they're perfect metal circles. And this is the size I chose this time. Now, the nice part is the clay keeps moving up, so you don't have to punch the clay out every single time you're punching something, and then eventually just comes out the top. But I just take my little needle tool and push them out. Easy peasy. So this one was funny. I forgot to do it, and I remembered right after I had put it in the oven. So I ran upstairs, and it was getting kind of hard, and I went in there with it. But it worked. So I always forget this step. I'm just telling you, it's so easy, but you can always drill holes. Now, here's the thing to think about. Where do you want holes? Do you want to hang it from the top? Obviously, I think that's a given. So you have to have one in the top is centered far away from the edges so it doesn't tear through. Mine's a little off center, but it'll look fine. And then I put 3 at the bottom because I want to do my beading. If you're not going to do the beading on the bottom, don't put holes down here. Just put 1 at the top. But it's so much easier to do that. I mean, you don't even need one of those fancy little cutters I have. You can just take a skewer or a needle. Just make sure the hole's big enough so that whatever you want to put through there, you can. If you're doing ribbon, you might want to use something more like this size, which maybe I want to do. Let's see. Let's see as we go through here. Okay, so that's that. This is where I start. I have some paints, and you can do this one of 2 ways. Here, let's start here. Let me back up. Sorry, real process here, real time. I have paints, crap, that I want to use on here. And this is the Pearl Sky Blue. I know these aren't exact, but they're close enough for me. So I rolled out on a number 2. Guys, I only found, this is half a block, and I can tell that it's souffle. It might be that robin's egg color, but I didn't have the wrapper. And then I mixed, because this is pearl, I took just some pearl and I blended that in with it. Oh, shoot. So, I wanted to give it that pearlescent feel. Okay. Then I'm going to take one of my texture sheets and I get my brayer. It's moving a little. Well, we'll see what we have. It might not matter because I'm going to tell you what we're going to do with this next. Okay. Now, I was trying to go with things that looked flowy because this is going to be our roof. Okay, not the whole roof, but here's what we're going to do to get the effect. Oh, we got to put mica powder on. So I'm not sure what color I want. I know micro pearl to white will work, but I don't want to lose this blue. Can't even see that. That was the interference blue. And this is just micro pearl white. Yeah, this is the one we want to use. And so, oh, that was bad. I took too much on my finger. In a hurry. I was trying to record like for the past hour, but Mo was barking again. And I let him out. And then he was quiet, but he's just a toy poodle, but he's blind, and so he's in a pen down here. Not a crate, but like a play pen, like one of those plastic, I don't know, doggy pens that they have. And he has to pretty much live in there unless we're in the living room, and he can be in there with us or outside. He does so good. Sometimes you'd be amazed that he's even blind. He'll jump up on the furniture like there's no tomorrow. He can't get down, but he definitely gets up there. Alright, so I was very heavy-handed here, and this is exactly what happens. So I'm just taking a brush, but it's going to work. It looks good. Okay, now pick up your clay after you've smushed it down so it's easier to get stuff out. So I have this, by the way, I never mentioned this in my previous videos. These are called Kemper tools or Kemper stamps. I don't know, but it's Kemper, Kemper. This is, I think, well, it's between a half and 3/4, so whatever that is. I already messed up. I'm going to have to cut that out. We're going to do this again. And here's why. This is the important part. Getting way ahead of myself. You need to change your pasta machine to 2, setting to 2 thinner. So for me, this is going to be on a number 4, 0 being my thickest. Look how much more clay you get too. I tried doing what I'm going to do on a number 2. There was no reason for it. It didn't actually look right, and it was just, I redid them all. So I'm going to do this again, and I'm going to fast forward this part. My house that I just showed you is a little bit different than some I've made in the past. Not a whole lot, but much better, actually, I think. Again, I got a little heavy-handed. I think this micro powder is running out, and that might be why. I don't typically, once in a while I get a little heavy-handed, but anyway, what we want to do is cut circles out. These are going to be the little shingles on our roof. And you don't need very many. 12 at this size was the most I've needed. I'm trying to go where I didn't mess up too much. Okay. This is more than enough. Now, while these are so thin, they're pretty easy to work with. So I also did this is called, it's Sculpey Souffle, and it's raspberry. I did a little texture sheet on here from Macon, and I put the some mica powder on it, some light pink mica powder. It's really shiny, it's cool. Then I did this green. It's bright green pearl, and it's Sculpey Primo. I forgot, I'm not upside down today. Okay, and then we did the robin's egg. I think this is robin's egg souffle with pearl mixed in. And then I had some leftover purple. So I'm sorry, I can't tell you what. Oh, no, I do know. I don't have the wrapper anymore. It's called Royal. I think it's souffle regardless, I did another texture sheet and then I used purple mica powder over it. So now I have all my colors. Now, I already showed you I have this pearl sky blue from Arteza. Then I have Pearl Royal Purple from Arteza. I have Pearl Magenta. And then I didn't have this color out of all the paints I have. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I put the Duo Blue Green from Pearlex on here, and it just came out so awesome. So, I need to mix colors. I found this one, which was pretty close, but I need to add a little bit of yellow to it, and that's what we're going to paint. Just messed something up. That's what we're going to paint our house with. All these colors. And this is a method that you've seen me do before. So let's get started. I'm going to take a mini good brush. No special brush is needed because we're going to use the paper towel method. You do not need a lot. It's too much, per usual, my style. Okay. This paint is Artist's Loft. I can't remember. It might be Michael's. I don't know. I don't know. I've had it for too long. It came in a pack of like 12. Look at that. Perfection. It matches. It matches so perfectly. All right, green, blue, purple, pink. So we're going to do this. You only have to worry. I go over the top a bit here. Or the roof. Jeez, oh man, Molly. Okay, look at all that paint that I'm not going to need. Stupid. Alright. Then I'm going to put some of this Pearl Sky Blue in. Then I'm going to put, this is almost empty. Really not trying to use what I have and not order anything new. Okay. Way too much. And then I'm going to do the pink. Hold on. I'm making quite the mess here. Pink. Pearl Magenta. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. Now, I don't want... I've lost all my blue. I realize this is getting pretty thick, guys. But that's okay. I just don't want to lose my blue. That green totally took it over. At the edges. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Now, look what I did. All right, I'm going to yeah, I would keep a wet paper towel handy or a baby wipe for this stage. I'm messy, I get it. All right, so I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm gonna do this method again. I love this texture. Another thing, you might be wondering, why didn't I paint it white before I did this? I wanted a darker background. I mean, do whatever however you paint it, you paint it. But I wanted a darker background on here because I want the contrast when I put the things on top. That looks so pretty, but it's so thick still. So see now, you can see kind of the purplish coming through. So this looks like it's blending and not, yeah, it's just all blended together. That green's going to be the death of me. But just very light. Okay. So, I need to clean up my desk and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and while I was off camera, I was starting to dry this and I lost the pink and the blue and part of the purple. The green really ended up a lot brighter than I expected, so I'm glad part of it's going to be covered up, so we just have a hint of it at the top because it's a little overbearing. But, I mean, this is how it looks close up, and that's what I wanted, was something on that, on this darker color that would be a little translucent, so it's just kind of there. Then the next thing is I have this script stamp, right? And I'm going to stamp it. Archival ink. I keep flipping it upside down. And then this one is a 4x4 stamp. Now, this house, beautiful. This house is 3 inches. Okay. And I cut that exactly 3 inches freeform. I had no idea till I went and measured it what color I was going to be at. So that was pretty cool. Now, a couple things. Oh, wait, hold on. Come on, Molly, slow down. So, yeah, 3 inches. And then it's 4 inches where the roof extends. And then it's 6 inches tall and a hair. So that's the size that this one is. And it's a decent size. But do them whatever size you want. Do them whatever shape you want. Maybe you want it skinnier. Maybe you want it wider. Maybe you want round corners. You know, I never thought of that. That would be kind of cool to do. All right, so I want to talk about this house and why it's already baked. And these are the couple things. So you might ask, why did I bake it? And you don't have to do the order I did. You can definitely have raw clay, paint it, and stamp it. I mean, that's perfectly fine, and then bake it. But I baked it because we're going to start putting our shingles on. And what I want to do is to be able to flip it over and cut off the excess shingles, and it's just easier when you have a harder surface to work from. I'm getting stuff everywhere. So, you know, before you start decorating, mine were the same, but look at both sides, because I'm not doing both sides. I'm just doing one side, so you want your back to be pretty decent. I just got paint all over it, but gosh, you could totally paint the back once you're done too. All right, so now oh guys, I'm sorry, I gotta dry this off. Okay. So now we take all of our little circles that we cut out, the real thin ones, and we decide what color we want to start with. Because I have more blue, I'm going to start with the blue. And you want to just overlap slightly. And you just go across, but you have to start down here at the bottom, or it will look really weird. So just remember that. Ugh. Trying to not have to use a whole nother one for this little tiny corner. Sorry. Gotta make it right. Okay, that looks good. Now I'll do purple. No, let's get some contrast in here. Let's do pink next. And you want to go in between to overlap. Okay, sorry. So purple. Pulled that one off because I didn't, it was a lot of gray. Okay, green. It's just so nice when they're thinner to work from. I mean, you may want to cut your circles in half and work that way. I mean, that's fine. And then you repeat your colors from the bottom. So I'm going to wind up with pink on top. Try and get a little more off center. So now I do press it down a little bit. Not like really, really hard, just enough to get a little bit of a grip. This is going to be so cute. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over. And the first thing I want to do, I lost... Where did it go? How does this happen to me? I lost my little punchy thing. So I'm going to find another one. And I'm going to go through. You don't want to forget this part. I forgot this part last time too. I see it in there, but it's not all the way. Come on. Come on. Come on. Fat fingers and all these little things. There we go. I needed a little bit of a smaller one. And then, yeah, I just take a needle and pull it out. Okay. Oh, my little white one was sitting right here. Were you guys laughing at me? That's so fun. Oh, no, I did. I pulled out another one. I thought that was the one I was looking for. I was going to say, oh, me. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Okay. So then, this is where we want to go in and trim. Okay. This is going to most likely be scrap clay for you, but look at, it's not that much. This one's all blue, it can go with the blue. This one's all blue, it can go with the blue. So that's it. You have just this little tiny scrap. Now, look at that. Now, my fleur-de-lis, no, I'm sorry, my Sacred Heart is on my channel, if you want to watch that one to see how we made this. It starts with a mold. So then we have to start making some decisions about what we want on here. And I'm going to tell you, if you have a friend that has a birthday coming up or a family member, if you put their name in here and you personalize it, you've just upped the heart value of this by a ton. Just a ton, because you personalized it for them. Now on the last one, you might have noticed that this is not done yet. I curved. So what I think, and I have one in the oven right now, but this is unbaked. And this could go on with this. This doesn't need to go in. But you got to be sure your placement, right? Because now I'm covering a hole. I think I had a little bit more room on my last one. Do you think it would look bad if I cut? Yeah, it would. Welp. Maybe friends can go over. There, now you can see my hole at the bottom. I think that'll look cute. Again, we'll put the white paint in it so it'll really stand out. I think we're going to have to go that route. So you just curve it on your baking sheet. And it'll come out curved. Or I got down too low here. My last one worked out much better. But maybe you're not putting beads in the bottom. I like the square one too. Now let me show you this. So we did these hearts the other day. I don't remember. I think it was when we did the Amazing Cast mold. Same one as the Sacred Heart. But I painted one of the hearts gold. And I put like a red flame wax on it. And then there's a heart. So maybe you don't want any words on it. Maybe you want to do something like that. Or, here's another one. Maybe you want... I baked this like this. It says friends. Where is my camera? You could paint the letters black, and then you could put it on like a ribbon. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. Maybe you just want one heart, and that's it. You want to keep it simple. Maybe you want to paint your heart pink. So, but I'm going to stick with this and our friends. But you know what? I'm going to bake the friends on here. It'll make it harder when I go to paint the letters, but I really don't care. I just want to know. Maybe we'll put some rhinestones right here after it's baked. Okay. Guys, also, this silicone that we did the other day, the hearts and stuff, you can put this in the oven and bake it. That's how we did. I forgot to point that out in my other video. When we stuck this in, the silicone, that's all it is, hard silicone. So you can bake it. Alright, so this needs to go back in the oven. Again, it doesn't matter that it has paint on it. It doesn't matter that it's stamped. And when you use Primo and you're doing something this size, it's going to be a little flexible. But it's fine. I just never had a problem. I baked the house, the original one, for 30 minutes on 275. This is cute. I don't know if I like it as much as the other one yet. It'll grow on me. Okay, so I'm going to go put this in the oven. And then when I come back, we'll start putting all the pieces on and I can talk about the beading. All right, guys? Bye. Okay, I'm back. This is all baked. There's a couple things. One is this time I tried to hide the green and I really hid it. So I went over the sides with the green. And then I had the friends. If you remember, I had this in here. That's really hard to see. But there is what I didn't see, there's a bad impression on the R and the E. So I ripped it off. Sorry, I couldn't think of my words. So the next thing I'm going to do, and again, this is totally optional, but I like to go around all of my edges just to add some dimension. And it'll help blend in that green a little bit as well. So I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to go around the top. Get into the corners as much as you can. So that looks good. Easy step. And I haven't varnished anything. I'm going to do that all at the end. Anyway, I have another friends. But I think what I want to do with you guys is paint it before I put it down. So, thinking as I go. I'm thinking as I go. Get a couple things here. Okay. So I literally just dab. Remember, these are the little teeny tiny brushes I told you about. They're little eyeliner brushes. They're so tiny, but they are so perfect. And you get a million of them. They're disposable. And you don't, if you do get these, you're probably not going to want to use them for a second time. I mean, you could save them in your bad brush pile, but they're really only meant for a one-time use, at least for how I'm using them, which they're not intended for, but they work so well that way. Now just make sure you don't be afraid of the paint. Just really get it down. I'm still seeing some areas here that I'm seeing the black through. And I'd rather do it right the first time than have to come back a second time. But if we have to, we have to. I mean, that's the way this goes. So I think that's good for right now. Let me cover this up. And I'm using the golden titanium white. Just start wiping it off. That looks really good. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm really going to go in where I see anything hanging over, any of white paint that's spread, as best I can. Okay. So let's get this back here. You know, I didn't do my stamping on here. I thought it was missing something. I lost my dopper. It's been a long day. I'm gonna improvise with a smaller one until I see where. Maybe I dropped it. I don't know. Worry about it later. So I really want to get this good around the edges. And this isn't varnished and sealed or anything yet, so we'll do everybody at once. That helps. I'm really bummed I didn't have enough room. I put these down too low, but each one's a different piece. I mean, if everything was supposed to be perfect like it came out of a computer, then what's the point? This is handmade, special touches, special, you know, everything. I just don't know where I want this now. This is as low as I can go here. I think this will still work. We'll do it like that. You can glue this down with anything that's really, really strong. Weld Bond would probably work. I'm using the Gorilla Glue. For the sake of time and convenience, I am going to admit that right now. Perfect. Ugh, I knew I might run into an issue here. You really gotta, I should have waited till my paint was drier. I should have dried my paint. What a dummy. I am. We'll get it fixed. I wish I had smaller fingers. Okay. Doesn't that look good? I think it's cute. Okay. So what I'm going to do is let this dry, and then I'm going to varnish it. And then when I come back, we'll do the hanger. Okay? And then that way, if you're not doing the bottom, you don't need to stay and watch that. So we'll do the hanger for the top, and then I'll go into doing the beads for the bottom. They're the same concept, really. Slightly different, but not by much. And there's so many options for how you do that. So, all right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Everything is dry and totally glued on. I'm going to use my Pledge Revive It as my gloss. I don't want to use anything, personal preference, just personal preference of mine. Look at how shiny these are. I don't want to like do overkill, or you can take away the shine sometimes if you have on way too much. And I mean, certainly don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go over this whole thing. Look at how that just brightened up. Love this stuff. The background and sides done, and then talk about brightening things up. Love it. Okay. Now I'm going to take the hairdryer or the heat gun, whatever. If you have a hairdryer, use your hairdryer. You don't need a heat gun. I have one, and I have it up on really high heat. So this should just take a second, but I want to get it dry. Was it? Okay. Now, we're going to work up here. I don't know what we're doing. I pulled some of these beads that I have. These are all wide hold beads because I'm not using wire, which I have, and I will, but I know where my wire is and I can't get to it right now. Let's just put it that way. So, this is just, I'm sorry, I don't know the name, but it's stretchy and it's really skinny. So, I'm going to go through the whole, and I just want to get more than what I think I need for the length, which I realize you cannot see. But then I'm going to pull these two together. In theory, if I can get them. Okay. So I want to, I'm going to get them, okay, they're even. And I just have these like really wide hold beads. Just to add a little something. They can't be too wide. Or you're going to have a problem. Now, I can only fit one bead. I can't fit both beads through. I can't feed both pieces of the stretchy with the beads. Now here's the other thing. I'm going to put another one on here. But if I were to leave this as it is, guess what? When we put our knot in it, it'll come right out. So I need something that's going to be big enough to get around the two and small enough so that that doesn't happen. So I have these little rhinestones. Rhinestone rondelles is what they're called. I don't know if they're from Amazon or not. I used to have a jewelry distributor. But I know that these are on Amazon. If you search for this stuff on Amazon, first of all, if you run into a fray, just do that. If you if you're searching for the stuff on Amazon, try to look for non-yellowing. You might pay a little more, but sometimes these cheapy beads, they tarnish, even with just sitting there, not doing anything wrong. So maybe I can't fit them both through. I've got one through. See if I can get the other one through. Otherwise, I'm going to be in a predicament. I haven't done this before, guys. I'm sorry. This is like... I'm usually using like really thin wire, which we're going to do more ornaments and I'll get into all that. But like I said, I can't get to it right now. Oh, this is the part where I put on Looney Tunes music. You guys watch me struggle. I have starch I could spray on it. I think in my gut this was half the reason why I wanted so much more string than I needed. Oh, for Pete's sake, come on. I can see that it can fit. Okay, it's not going to fit. So, I'm going to tie this a different way. I'm going to make a double knot several times. But this may take a while because I have to make sure it's not going to get through that huge barrel. I think one more I'll be good. I think I'm good now, but I want to make 100% sure. Because, you know, when you hang this, you get some weight on it. So, it cannot get through. Alright, cool. Now, the reason I left this much room is if somebody wants to put it over their rear view mirror. But this stuff I use isn't that strong, so I mean, I'd just be a little careful about that. Now I'm going to snip this right here. So there you go. You have that on the top. You can use whatever beads or colors or whatever you want. You can even make your own beads out of clay. I haven't been real successful with that. I've done some. But I tend to smush them before when I'm trying to put the hole in the center. Maybe I'll try to work on that so we can do something. So this should be good. And basically down here, you do the exact same thing. You just, no, you don't. I lied. I totally lied. All right, let's take this again. You go in through the front. These are only going to be single, not double. But you want to go in through the front. You guys know I struggled with these holes. Should I name my video The Struggle Bus? Holy cow. So maybe keep in mind to have your okay, I have to go drill more holes. I'll be right back. Okay, so best laid plans, right? I'm not cutting this stuff out because I want you guys to see. I mean, this is real life. This is what happens here. I'm taking another, I went out and I drilled holes bigger than what I had. So, whatever. It works. It'll work. So what you want to do is go in from the front, and there's a little thing in here. I love it. Gosh, I should just name my channel Here's What to Not Do. Okay. So there's still a little piece in there, but I think I can get through. You want to start in the front, and here's why. I want you to flip it over so that you can put your knots in the back. This is basic 101, knotting instead of crimping, which we're gonna do, and some coming up where you use crimp beads on actual jewelry wire. But this looks just as nice in my opinion. Do 3 or 4 so it holds. Okay, and then you want to trim it as close as possible without getting to your knot. Alright, so now we have how long do I want this? Long. Alright, so now we have this really long. If you need to, guys, put down a little dot of glue back here. Here, I'm going to cut this. No, that goes around the bottom. You can put a little dot of glue if you think it's shifting. So now I'm going to take some beads. And they're a little bit of a wider hole. I don't know how much. Unless it says on here. They're just called jewelry beads, 10 colors. I got nothing else for you, sorry. And then I'm going to take, I have these little teeny tiny silver balls, but they have bigger holes in So I take, sorry, I need my glasses, my magnifying glasses on. I need new readers, so you should see me. I'll come on camera one of these days. I'm just usually up at 4 in the morning recording, so, like, not gonna happen. You guys need to go over to my Facebook page. It's in my links, right under the Etsy one. It says see more. And you need to follow me on there so we can start connecting that way. Alright, then I'm going to do a green one. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, so I just continue on with this process. I just have a couple more, and then we're gonna wrap this up, and you'll see the final. Sorry, I'm concentrating, and that's why I'm not talking. Oh gosh, I thought they were gonna fall everywhere. It has been a day here. I've been working all day, but on a very big project that has me very whipped out. To be honest, that's how I feel. And that's long enough. You don't need more than that, okay? So then here's what you do. You do the same thing. You just tie a knot. Give it a little breathing room. Don't tie it so tight it can't go up and down a little bit. That's too much. Too much space. I like to give it, hold on, just about a bead or so. And then you do the next one. That's a little too low, so this one I'm going to have to try and hit the center. Oh my gosh. Today's the day of days, even for this now. Make sure it can't get through, and then you just trim the end. Okay, so I have 3 knots in here. That's it. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. Exact same thing on the other side. And then in the center, like I did with my other one. Let me grab it. In the center, I put a larger bead at the bottom. So I may do that here, I'm not sure. So let me go finish this up. I think this is going to be the end of our video if I don't re-record the whole thing. But I want you to see my mistakes and, you know, what we went through. So it can be a learning experience for you. But I think this turned out pretty darn cute. And remember, if you have a special person, put their name on here. It'll just make their day. It'll make it just 500 times more of a loving gift that they'll just never give away. And make sure you sign the back. Because it'll in the year. So, all right, I'm gonna let you guys go, and that is this quick video for today, and I'll be back soon. Thanks, guys. Bye. Okay, I lied. I'm back real quick. I have this all done, and I just think it turned out perfect. I have both sides done, and then I did the opposite for the center with a black and white bead at the bottom. That black and white bead ties into the fronts. So I'm gonna pick my camera up. Can you see everything? I think it's so pretty. I might glue down the knots on the back so they don't swivel around. But, yeah. I think we're good. Okay, for real, I'm leaving now. You guys have a good one. I'll see you real soon. Bye.